Welcome to the postcast after the Utah Jazz fall to the Memphis Grizzlies tonight. David Locke along with Ron Boone. Glad to be with you. As unfortunately the Jazz finished this road trip at 0-3. How concerning, Ron? Let's just start there. Is this concerning?
And then you're really not concerned. I mean, this is it's going to be a work in progress, I think, for Coach Corbin. It's an entirely different type of play than what we saw last year with a team that grinded out a lot of basketball games. This year we have a little bit more talent. Guys that were playing very well during preseason seem to be digressing here a little bit. So until they find that concrete rotation, then they're probably going to struggle here a little bit. Remember last year they were 0-2,
right,
and then it went 9-4 after that. So hopefully the Jazz can get something going here. And don't forget, David, usually in the month of November the Jazz have a lot of home games.
Right.
This year is a lot different. So hopefully they can struggle in, get a few road wins, and take care of the home floor.
Well, we'll see if they can do that. Obviously, it is difficult playing this many road games. We'll be home for one against the Lakers on Wednesday, and then we'll head back to play the next one back on the road. Denver, then Phoenix at home before going back east. Maybe the Eastern Conference teams will help. The ongoing question kind of every night, I think, is who is this team? And you're alluding to it. They're still trying to figure it out. Tonight, the shots, ignoring possessions used for free throws, but frankly, nobody shot more than 2 free throws other than Derek Favors, who shot 4. Mo Williams, 19 shots. Gordon Hayward, 17 shots. Paul Millsap, 13. Favors, 12. And Al Jefferson takes the 5th most amount of shots of anyone on this team with 10 shot attempts tonight. Is this who the Jazz are, or is that still an area where they're trying to figure out where that shot selection is?
I'm trying to figure that out as well. And you look at the amount of minutes that guys are getting right now, and then you look at the number of shots, you'd have to say, boy, this is probably what we're going to get all season long. You're going to have one guy that's going to take a few more shots than he normally takes from time to time. But from what it looks like, that's the way it's going to be.
Jazz played very well to start the game tonight, which they hadn't. They led this game 25-18 after 1. They led by 3 at the half, and then the game went away from them in the third quarter. They get outscored 27-18. They shoot 7 of 27 in that quarter and commit 6 turnovers. What happened in that third quarter?
Well, I thought the perimeter defense just started to pick up, and they just took over the basketball game. They started coming up with steals, and then the transition points, 20 fast break points there for the Grizzlies. The Jazz ended up with 18. But I thought that third period, when they were getting out and running, getting some high percentage shots, strictly off of their perimeter defense, and they were just very aggressive. Jazz started turning the basketball over, and that's when everything started to change. And then, if you look at the stat sheet, there's only 2 field goals difference, and the Jazz had 40 field goals to 38 for the Grizzlies. But the Grizzlies went to the free throw line and made 20 of 25 free throws.
Jazz big men are supposed to be their strength. Zach Randolph, though, was the beast tonight. Paul Millsap, frankly, just couldn't handle him. He's not the first one to not be able to handle Zebo. He's, as you said, he's averaged a double-double, I think, in 5 of the last 8 years he's been in the NBA. He's had the 5th most amount of double-doubles since 2003 in this league. Or maybe 2008 in this league. He is a beast, and he dominated this basketball game.
Coming up with 9 offensive rebounds. Woo! What do you have, 18 for the game? He's just he's a guy you have to work very hard at keeping him off the glass and keeping him from going left. He's just a left-handed. He's so dominant with his left hand, and it's just so hard to stop him from going to his left. I mean, he's been doing it for years. He does it against everyone, not just Paul Millsap, but he's a beast down in the paint.
Marc Gasol was fabulous as well. Is he the best passing big man in the league? He had 8 assists.
I love him. You're playing with guys like that. If you're a guard, knowing that when you cut hard and you work very hard at getting open, you're going to get the basketball. Yes, I'd say right now he is the best passing center in the league. 2
things the Jazz did well tonight, or 2 individuals at least. I think the Jazz, first, they started very well, which is a really good sign, because that's something they hadn't done. That was a huge part of the focus tonight, to get them to start well. 2 other guys that I thought deserve some credit. Marvin Williams' defense on Rudy Gay was pretty fabulous tonight. Rudy Gay is their bona fide scorer, their go-to guy. He was 3 of 17. He does finish with 15 points because he got to the free throw line. But Marvin had him most of the night, and you could tell Marvin's faced him 10 times. You could tell Marvin had an idea what he was trying to do.
Yeah, it's amazing how you match up sometimes with certain guys, and it looks like Marvin has played him pretty well throughout his career. But don't forget Gordon. Gordon got the team off to a good start in that first quarter. the Jazz getting 25 points. And Gordon, what did he have in that first quarter? He ended up with
11 points in the first quarter. He had 13 at the half, and he finished with 17. Finished with 19 to lead the team.
For the most part, he got the Jazz started in that first quarter.
All right, the other guys can give credit to his Favors. I thought Favors really had his best game of the year.
And hopefully, his minutes start to go up, and that big lineup becomes a part of the rotation that Coach Corbin wants to put out there on the floor. Last season, David, you remember, I think he averaged somewhere around 12 points a ball game once he was playing more toward the end of the season. And it wasn't like they were calling plays for him. I mean, those were just scrappy plays, pick and roll type plays, and it wasn't like he was going one-on-one or anything like that. And I think that's what you're going to get out of Derek for now. Hopefully that he improves with playing with his back to the basket. But, I think he deserves more minutes than what he's getting.
He had 2 good post moves tonight, which is progress. He's working very, very hard, and hopefully that'll come to fruition. On behalf of Ron, I'm David Locke. Thank you very much for tuning into our postcast tonight. We'll have more for you, and some of the get-to-know long interviews with our Jazz players will become available during this week. Paul Millsap will launch for you either tomorrow or Wednesday, so tune in for that. On behalf of Ron, again, I'm David. Jazz fall tonight, 103-94. We'll talk to you from Salt Lake City on Wednesday. Tickets are available for that game, UtahJazz.com, and a great ticket package available for Phoenix and the Clippers at $60 for 2 tickets plus a medium one-topping pizza. Forum Papa John's. Call the operators at 325-2999 to get that deal. Have a good night.